Today, I'm going to talk about getting the tracks and stems out of Logic. Okay, so there's been some confusion about tracks and stems. One, tracks are the single tracks, stems are the group of tracks. So a lot of times people will say, I want the stems, and they want the tracks, and vice versa. It's like this weird thing that even I was confusing before, and now I had to do some research. So a lot of times when you look up how to get the stems out, it'll be the tracks. So I'm going to show you first the tracks and then the stems. I'm going to show you how to do it in Logic. And I forgot that Macs don't record desktop audio, so I'm going to have to make it work and this and that, and it's going to be a mess. Yes, I'm filming this after that because yeah. Anyway, let's get on to it. All right. Hello, everyone. Here we are on the Mac, and I have all these tracks here. These are just mine. These aren't any of the Halcyon tracks that I have to turn into tracks. So I'm going to show how to do the tracks and the stems, even though they're used interchangeably, and you'll see, and it'll be great. Here we go. So we're going to open up my project. I picked Killjoy. It's on my album on Spotify, Apple Music, all those streaming services. You can listen to it there. You can, down below is the link, if you're into this sort of thing. So here's just the beginning. It's like a Halloween song. So what we're going to do is for the tracks, all you have to do is you go up to File, Export, and then you select all tracks as audio files. And then on here, trim silence to end. That's so your files won't be super long. I pick WAV, 24-bit. You can pick 16 if you're into that. Now on this also, I'm going to bypass effects plugins. So this is just going to give the guitars are going to be really like plain. So later on, instead of using like the Logic guitars, I can run it through Guitar Rig or Helix or whatever the heck I want. And the cool thing about that also is the drums and the instruments, the virtual instruments, still work. So I select all that. I'm going to add a folder. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my desktop, and then I'm going to hit new folder, and I'm just going to call it Killjoy Tracks. And then create. And so then I hit export. And then it's just going to go and it's going to do its thing. And at the end, inside that folder, there's going to be my track outs or my tracks. I don't know. I've seen videos where they call them tracks, track outs. People sometimes call them stems. So here's the folder. I open her up. And so say like the drums, right? So if I hit play on that, see, you still have the effect there. But then on something like, let's open it up in here. Let's just see if we can find something. See, there it is. Very plain. Now, what you're going to ask is how do you do the stems where it's like a group of tracks? And I looked on a lot of videos and they always were the tracks. They were, confusing. It's like kind of common to do that where it's like, oh, here's how you do the stems and they do the tracks. So here I'm going to show you right here on, let's say these two here. So we got clean room, brick clean, and clean room. It's right at the beginning. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to select both of them, and then I'm going to go to File, Export, and I hit Selected or Selection as Audio File. And what that does is it makes it a stem. So I'm not going to bypass the effects on this one. I'm just going to have the effects on there just so you could hear. And then I hit, no, let's just put it on the desktop and export. And so what's going to happen is, after that's done, is we're going to go here. And as you'll hear, this is the stem for the clean guitars. So you can throw that in and with like the drum stems and all that stuff, and it'll be all grouped together. It'll work real well. And that's how you do the stems, where it's like a group of tracks. Like that's the clean stems, and then I could do the distorted stems, and I could do the drums, like I said earlier. I could do the organs, I could do the vocals as a stem if I want, and the tracks are the separate files which I put into the Killjoy tracks folder. And that's how you do it, and there you go. Okay, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you learned something. If you want to listen to my album, it's down below in the description. You can find streaming. You know, I have all my socials down there. I'm going to start trying to post on those. Started using my Rode Go 2. And this is actually the second time I'm filming this, because the first time I filmed this, I was peaking and I had to turn the input volume on my camera all the way down. It was funny because I did the thing before on my GoPro, which you can probably tell the way it looks, and that just took the signal like a champ. Like I didn't have to adjust anything, but on the Sony I had to lower the volume all the way down. But anyway, I'm rambling. So next week I'll probably show you how to do it in Studio One. It's really easy. It's like, why did I ever leave that DAW? I don't know. Maybe I'm just a crazy person. But for now, have a good one, and I'll see you next time.